What's up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode where we got invited to hang out with Harley-Davidson's race team and them building bikes and testing bikes. We were just in this tent here with all of them, but we got kicked out.
Pretty sure me and Block aren't allowed to hang out anymore at Harley events.
Sorry, guys.
Pretty sure we did
that.
I'm pretty sure he did. I don't know.
I think so too. That's why we did all this.
I gotta double check. Unless it's 475 with the high compression.
It might be.
There you go, a little behind the scenes on what happens around here at Blockhead Garage when they're working stuff out for all you guys that are booking service. Blockheadgarage.com.
Is that what goes on?
I guess. I mean, I don't know, bro. I just work here, so.
I just around with this laptop.
And the laptop in that room over there, too.
Well, this is the one from that room. I had to steal it and bring it over here.
Chris is just a computer motorcycle programmer now.
I hate computers.
All right, so what up, Block fam? Today marks the day of starting to travel because I'm packing up and I'm leaving for 14 days. Full 2 weeks, like an actual full 2 weeks. First, I'm headed to Phoenix. So that'll be part of this episode. You guys will see the montage of basically flying over to Phoenix, and then after Phoenix, Milwaukee, and then Milwaukee to Chicago, and then Chicago to Austin, and then Austin back to Orlando. So
I'm so excited.
Aren't you? And Chris is joining us in Milwaukee for Mama Try.
I will be in the... Oh, nice.
I don't know what came over me.
So did John.
Mama tried.
So did John.
Yeah, that'll be a separate video other than this one. But yeah, packing up, and I'll see you guys in.
Why is it that you're talking so creepily?
Because there's something in my throat.
There.
Are you gonna miss us, bro?
I think so.
That's so nice.
I think he was breaking up a little bit. He says he's not, but
I'd be choked up
It's a long time.
Bro, Zuko just
Look at that perm.
Zuko just got taken. Like,
look at
did
that
you get
perm.
another perm?
I did not get another perm.
No, but he got it
But if
greased
I
up.
did,
Oh, you greased up the
You
perm.
got touch-ups?
no,
touch-ups?
I got a haircut. That's
Damn,
it.
Daniel.
Bro, that perm is on point, don't you
It is
think?
on
Vinny.
point.
We had somebody say they weren't subscribing because of your perm, so I'm gonna need you to stop.
Is
No
it?
way.
Whoa.
Dang.
They were like, yeah, I would have subscribed, but that perm.
Oh, damn. They were saying it was so good. It was so good
It is pretty good.
that it puts
It's because
their
they didn't
perm-
want to have to subscribe and continue to see the videos with you in them because you're so pretty. That's probably why.
Oh.
All right, bye guys. And the airport montage. Whose feet are those?
The sparkliest in the store.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you, random lady I met in the airport?
I'm random.
She's not
That's
random.
me.
That's my woman. And just like that, we're in Phoenix. Walking down creepy hotel hallways way too early in the morning, but it'll totally be worth it because we're going to check out Harley-Davidson's factory race bike, which is going to be sick. Talk to the Wymans. So let's go meet up with the rest of the crew. Be on the way. Alright guys, so we are out here in the middle of Casa Grande, outside of Casa Grande, Arizona. Podium Club racetrack. Apparently it's like freshly, newly built. They got the Harley-Davidson truck out here. It's a little tent pulled off the side. This is how they work. Bro, if you see this truck rolling up anywhere like in your neighborhood, get out and have a look, because there's some goodies in here. This feels really weird, because anytime we peeked our heads in the tent last time, we got told to like, get out. So being here in the tent, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but we've been welcomed and invited. So last time around, they were a little bit more closed off with the information. But yeah, they've pretty much fully invited us in. Jen, you were saying that we could just do whatever and jump in and like ride whatever bikes we want, right?
Anything.
Anything. Kind of a cool, close look.
This early morning, you're still waiting for the
I love working around other vloggers because they just start vlogging in front of you. And it's like,
Hey, you're interrupting me while I'm trying to vlog.
Dude, I'll put mine away.
And I've worked in product development my whole career. I've been a motorcycle fan ever since my dad let me fix up his Honda 750 in the 1975 Super Sport. Told me if I could get it running, we could sell it. Of course, I got it running and didn't sell it.
Yes.
That was my start of motorcycles, you know, mechanical engineering in terms of education. a few different industries, worked in defense down in Tucson, Arizona, moved back to the Milwaukee area with my family once we started having kids. Wound up working in healthcare for a while, doing medical devices, but ultimately pursued a job or career that I guess part of my garage time passion in terms of as you move through in any corporate environment or career, you become less and less hands-on and more administrative oriented. And I started rebuilding motorcycles in my garage. And so 2012 I bought my first Harley after having a number of other bikes for the time, but it was a Craigslist Sportster Special 883 that immediately put a 1200 stage 4 kit in, and that was my taste. 2012 was when I got my first Harley. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time with motorcycles again and in the garage and riding with my family, and ultimately pursued a career back at Harley where it aligned with that type of passion, and it's been non-stop ever since, but it's been great. So I've been working in the parts and accessories division a few years ago. My passion for performance and always pushing that led to taking over the Screaming Eagle team. And so my team is responsible for the development of everything really with the Screaming Eagle name on it. And you'll see a bunch of those people out here today. All the key people are really under the tent, but it is true what Jen said, like most of these people are still volunteering a lot of time. My job is Screaming Eagle. I still have that full-time job in addition to taking on the race team, but there's just so much passion amongst the people in this that they wanted to make it happen. It's worth it to everybody that puts in that amount of effort. So we're really thankful for the team that we've been able to put together and really return factory racing to Harley. When we first did it, the first year, we heard about this race going on in Laguna, and it was like, oh, that's really cool. You know, that's something that we should be part of from a performance standpoint. And there's a lot of people to convince in the organization, a lot of people that didn't want to do it. The leadership at the company saw how popular that first exhibition race was out at Laguna Seca. That really gave us the green light to be able to put the team together. I remember that first announcement when we signed Kyle. It was, oh, you got a factory contract. And I listened to the podcast that he was on at the time, and I felt a little weird about it because I'm like, it's not really like a factory effort. It's the Screaming Eagle guys volunteering their time to do it. And I still have the kickoff deck that I did, the presentation that I made to everybody, and I called like 20 people into the meeting, and I was like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. It's above and beyond your job. There's no extra pay for it. We're not taking anything off your plate. You know, do you want to be a part of it? And every single person in that room raised their hand, yeah, I want to be a part of it. Right. And that's why you see so many people around sometimes, but they all have a little piece of the success of the program. And it's grown from borrowing a trailer that broke down the first time we tried to go to Atlanta, an old trailer in the product development facility, up into what I believe last year really became a true factory effort. And that is the entire organization was behind the effort that we were doing. And there's people from FEC, or Florida Evaluation Center, APG up here in northern Arizona Proving Grounds, PTO, York. I mean, the tanks come special out of York for us. I mean, they make replacement frames we get for racing. I mean, they're production frames, but we got to break into the line. All the work that we do at PTO, the powertrain operations facility, literally every portion of Harley-Davidson now has a stake in the success of the program, and it's been awesome to be a part of. So one of the changes that we made for this year in particular was that, you know, we've done a ton of development, and we're always pushing the boundary of development. We're always pushing the limit. And we've spent a lot of time developing parts and then putting them on the race bike and having Kyle and Travis test them, which is great, and it was great in the beginning to get that rider feedback, but we've gotten to the point where it's somewhat wasteful in terms of having new parts on the bike for the first time when we have, you know, we're at a facility like this and we want to do very specific tests and have objectives, and there's Kyle and Travis running to a certain point. So one of the changes that we made for this year is Wes Orloff, who's been with our program since the beginning, who was Travis's crew chief last year, has headed up what we're calling the development team or the test team for the racing program. And so we want to do all of our testing of our parts and our changes prior to actually getting on the race bike when the racers have them. And that allows us to do a lot more development offline of the initial demands of the race team. And Wes is leading that for our activity, but it also allows us to do more testing at our testing facilities like APG in northern Arizona. Very first story, I'll tell you this, but the very first bike we ever built in my garage in 2020, at the end of 2020, because it was COVID and we still couldn't get into the PDC. Literally had my team coming to my garage at my house putting this bike together. We brought it down to Arizona to put it on for the track on the first time. And one of the complications with the bike is, you know, if you think about a normal sport bike, the drive sprocket is going to be in line with the pivot shaft of the swing arm. That allows the chain tension to stay constant as the wheel moves up and down the stroke. Well, we have our bike so high and the drive sprocket is not anywhere near the pivot shaft of the swing arm. So the chain tension just changes dramatically over the stroke of the motorcycle. So chain tension was a big thing. We had to figure out how to maintain chain tension but not be over tight when the bike bottoms out. And our first attempt at a chain tensioner, we welded up the night before Kyle comes out to the racetrack. This is the first time we're putting a racer on the motorcycle. Bjorn, his crew chief, is like, I'm gonna do a final check of the bike in the morning before we put Kyle on it. Kyle goes out on a Pan Am following Bjorn around the track for the first time. Bjorn doesn't come back. Kyle comes back on the Pan Am, and I'm standing there kind of like this on the side of the track. Kyle rides up the Pan Am, takes this chain tensioner, this idler wheel on this assembly that we had welded on the night before, drops it in my hand, rides off. It's like, okay, we're off to a good start. To his credit, he stuck with us though, and I mean, he's been one of the driving forces behind the development of the bike to get it to where it is today.
Nice.
But yeah, we don't want any more of that. These guys are way too valuable to put them out there in that kind of condition. A gas bottle was empty on the welder, so it was a crappy weld. That was the problem. That's what happens when you're welding at 11 o'clock the night before, 11 p.m. Everybody is committed not only to their part of the team, but overall to the delivery and what it means to the motor company. And we hope that we've given a product and we've represented the brand in such a way that the motor company is proud. And that means all of the employees across the motor company. I think we all felt that last year when Bill and Karen brought Willie out to the racetrack at Road America. And there's a quote in the documentary that'll be coming out about our 2022 season, but Willie says, this is where we should be here at the racetrack, and this is where Harley-Davidson belongs. And it was really powerful. Someone who's seen so much, who's responsible for buying the company back and building it into what it is today, to have that pride in what this team is doing, I think it'll stick with us. There's those moments of your career that'll stay with you forever, and that's certainly one of them for all of us at the racetrack that day. So at any given race weekend, there's really 3 people dedicated to each rider. There's the crew chief, the chief mechanic, the number 2, the hands associated with the bike. So those are 3 individuals dedicated to each bike on any given weekend. Certainly then there's shared responsibilities across the other platform. It's a second set of eyes checking over everything that gets done. You can't have too many eyes on the bike before you send them out on the track. We saw 170 miles an hour at Daytona last year. I think we'll see faster than that this year based on where the bikes are at.
So we're gonna drive the track, I guess, in a vehicle, check it out with Travis, and then we'll meet up with Kyle here in a bit. And we're just gonna kind of jump into the tent here. So they've literally just invited us out to check out everything that's going on here, and just all right, jump in. I don't want to be a nuisance and a bother, because man, there's so much stuff in here that it's like a candy shop, We're gonna jump in and get what footage I can, show you guys, and learn all about this stuff. Go drift around in a minivan again?
Signing lap.
Yeah. Travis Wyman is like, does everybody have full bellies, or does somebody want to go out in a Mustang? I'm like, dibs, Mustang. So we're gonna go rip around the track in a Mustang.
I do a lot of car stuff too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I
For the last 11 years or so, I've worked at the Ford Racing School, the Corvette Racing School, Formula Car School. Do a lot of different events and things. I was just out here 2 weeks ago giving rides for Barrett Jackson in the new Corvette.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn, all right. More than just motorcycles.
Yeah. I love the car stuff.
man. Like praying this like seat holds me in.
Cars are impressive, man.
Yeah.
Very.
A lot of fun. That was great. Thank you again, dude.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you, Travis, man. I really appreciate that. That was incredible.
Today we have the 131 cutaway here, and the parts that have changed specific to the 135. What's going to make the 135 different than the 131?
Go out there, race a couple laps, and then pull back in here, and these guys are hard at work, like in the zone. How you guys feeling? Their first initial run's good? Yeah? You're looking good.
Thanks. Sounds good, right?
Alright guys, so the day is coming to an end. The sun is setting, the colors are beautiful. I think the guys are wrapping up here on the track. Kyle and Travis are both out on the track right now. It's like a rocket ship launching. Crazy awesome. What's up, bro? Thank you.
Great.
Good to see you again. We had to do that on camera though too, so.
Yeah.
Dude, good shit out there.
Finally got
I think
something going.
one of the things I said was like, it's like watching an artist in his element, in his craft, like watching you go through those turns, man. It's like amazing.
Yeah,
It's
we're
so
getting there.
cool.
We need to get a little bit of sunshine on the track tomorrow, get some more heat in the track. It's been tricky these last few days with rain, wind, cold. We've just not been able to get out and get some quality time, so.
And then mud on the track this morning, and then
Yeah.
having to dry it out.
Yeah, so cleaned off the mud this morning from the rain overnight, and then had to wait for the water to dry from cleaning it, and it just, yeah, it's been a tough 3 days, like kind of just chomping at the bit to get out there. But tomorrow, hopefully, no wind, dry, little more temperature than today.
Well,
So
fingers crossed for you.
maybe we can get 60 degrees. That would be pretty huge for us. So we'll just make sure that we're in a position to maximize the track time that we do get.
How you feeling about the bike this year and the crew and like just everything? I know you guys are really like dialing it in today.
We've come a long way in this program in 2.5 short years, so it's an honor to be working with this whole team. We're learning every day, growing, improving, and enjoying it. We're in it now, and it's nice to be back out at the track. And this is our last test before Daytona, so we got to
this is it?
Yeah, we got to leave here ready to go, and we're on the path to do so.
Oh yeah, I'll be down there watching you guys, man, cheering you on. Any stuff that you tweak, changes that you're focusing on for the season?
One of the big things is that we have a quick shifter now.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
That was always a big deal for us. And
Auto blipper too or no?
no, not auto blip. We're staying away from auto blip for now. Just I like to have my own kind of manual blip,
right?
Because I do it differently based on different situations. So just quick shift for now, but that's going to be really helpful for us, especially at Daytona with all the high speeds and all the gear changes. Powertrain improvements and refinements based on the new RPM limit. So the rules have changed. So we have a limit of 7,000 RPM this year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
is that lower than what was last year?
There was no limit last year.
Okay.
Being at a set limit now makes us try to refine the engine for what those, what that defined window is. So
right.
Just different improvements in the body work and intake, and just making it more and more like a race bike every day.
Yeah, it's cool to see the changes before and after. I'm sure you remember we did the what is a performance bagger video, and you walked us through your last bike.
So early on,
right?
too.
Which got put into the museum, I think. And to see the changes like from that bike to this bike, like even just a swing arm, crazy. Yeah, it's wild. I remember that was like one of the highlights.
It's come a long way.
That last time around, but this time around, man, it's like much more refined. Do you have a name for your bike?
No.
That's somebody asked me that question. They were like, "What's his bike's name?" And I'm like, I didn't ever even thought about that.
It's not something we go seek and like try to name it. Like it's just something that kind of comes up. So we'll have to wait and see. But last year we named her Big Blue. So
okay,
that was kind of the internal name for my bike.
I was about to say, you definitely have to feel like an attachment to the bike.
100%.
I mean, because that's
100%.
I mean, these guys you got a whole team working on like your Iron Horse. That's yours, man. That's for you.
Yeah.
You ever let anybody else ride it?
It's been a long time. We had some press on one of the early bikes, but yeah, this one's definitely like a one of two. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to the season, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure many of you guys are. Links and all this stuff below. Instagram, where can people follow you, find you?
At Kyle Wyman, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Cool.
YouTube whenever I get to that, but you know how it is.
I do know how it is. Got to hire an editor, man. You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time, man.
Hey, of course.
Thank you, dude.
Brother.
All right, guys. So I think that about wraps it up for spending the day here with Harley-Davidson and their race team, and watching them go through, work on bikes, tune them up, do some testing. And they've got another day of testing. I think they were a little behind today just because of the elements and all that stuff, but super cool to see the process of go out on the track, and then whenever they bring them back, how they just all like kind of gather around the bikes, gathering data, making little small changes and tweaks. They would sit down with each of the racers, Kyle and Travis, and go over, I guess, feedback, literally like writing it down on a notepad. Just crazy how detailed the stuff that you don't normally see. So big thanks to Jen Harley-Davidson for the opportunity. If you guys, like I said, want to see that other perspective, go check out Ryan's video as well at Law Abiding Biker. Hit the like button if you're not subscribed. Hit subscribe. Do go follow Harley-Davidson. And then if you guys want any information on King of the Baggers, links and all that stuff for the proper channels for King of the Baggers, down in the description below. Hit the bell icon so it sends you notifications for future uploads and activity and all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it though. Until next time, ride safe, stay vigilant. Until the next one. Peace.